Hi guys, so I'm here to do a wrap-up for May, and it was quite a good month of reading quantity-wise, but not so much quality-wise. So I'm going to go over all the books I read this month. The first one is The Lady of the Rivers by Philippa Gregory. This book is the continuation of the White Queen and the Red Queen, the Cousins War series. This is actually about the mother of the White Queen. I enjoyed this book. I think it's the one I like the most of the three of them. However, there were some parts where it was a little bit too slow for me. And also, I guess, knowing what was going to happen, because I already read The White Queen and the end of this book is the beginning of that book, it made it a little bit annoying that I was like, when are we going to get to that point? But overall it was a nice read. The second one I read was Invisible Republic by Greil. It's about Bob Dylan's tapes and songs. Now, I thought it was going to be a little bit more about Bob Dylan's life and a little bit less about the stories in his songs. Sometimes I found it difficult to follow because it had so many references, and some of them I didn't know. So I think this book is good if you are a huge fan of Bob Dylan, but if you're not, maybe you will find it a little bit too much. And the next one I read was Petita, Historia de la Nacio Catalana, which means Little History of Catalan Nation. It's a very short book, but it gets quite nice overview of Catalan history and how we end up in the situation we have right now with all the independence issues we have. So I thought this one was really nice. It's just what I was looking for. Not too long, not too complicated, but something that explained me a little bit more in depth why the situation now is they want to be independent from Spain and all that. So I like that one. The next one is Trafficked by Sophie. Now this one was really touching. It's a true story of a girl that was trafficked, and she was British. She met a guy, and this guy was super nice to her, and she decided to try out and go out with him. They went to Italy for a weekend. He decided that she was not going to come back, and she was going to stay with him, and she was going to have sex with unknown people to get him money. And the style of writing, it's not very polished like someone that is a writer, but it was so plain and so simple that I think it made the story more real and made the things hit you more. And so I think this was a very, very touching story, and I think it's really nice book. The next book I read was Las venas abiertas de América Latina by Eduardo Galeano, which I think the translation is The Open Veins of Latin America. This book was recommended by me by a Mexican friend, and I thought it was going to be very historic and very fact in your face thing, but actually it is kind of like that, but it's written in a way that it makes you want to read more, and it's really easy to read even though it's about history and a lot of facts and it's not a novel, but I really liked it. However, I must say I felt bad reading this because there's so many things wrong in Latin America, and there are so many influences and problems that could have been solved by another politics when Europeans first went there, but also now we had so much influence in their economies and their lives that it's just annoying how bad our influence can be. And this book was written in the 70s, so there are some things that are a little bit out of date, but overall I think it's a really good book and a really good history of Latin America, so I would really recommend to check it out. The next book I read is a small one. It's Tres Vidas de Santos by Eduardo Mendoza, which translated will be 3 Lives of Saints, and there are 3 little stories about 3 people that were very focused on something in their life, even though maybe they wouldn't know where they were going with that, but they were just very stubborn, I guess. They were entertaining to read, but it wasn't the best book ever. So the first one I think is the one that I like the most also, so the other 2 were kind of drown for me. I enjoyed this book, but it wasn't the best. The last book is When a Billion Chinese Jump by Jonathan Watts. Now, this book made me really, really mad. It's about climate change and environment in China, and it's presented in a way that it seems that Chinese are so bad with the environment and they pollute a lot and they are consuming so much, they are even polluting more, and it's a trend that is going to happen. But the thing, apart from the fact that this book has some scientific misinterpretations and errors, this guy is a European, means Western countries, means we pollute the most and we consume the most and we put the standard for the rest of the people that want to get to our point. Who is that guy to say the Chinese people that they cannot reach those standards because we are already living in them? What? It just made me so mad. I wanted to stop reading. I don't recommend this. It's the worst environmental book I read. Plus, it was really negative. It gave all the problems but no solutions. So that was my wrap-up for May. As you can see, it was pretty even. There was 2 books I didn't like and 2 that I really liked, and the rest were like, yeah, I can live with them. So I hope you like this video. Hope I can make more videos soon, and see you. Bye!